Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Caveman here, and today decided I'm going to make some goulash. I went to HEB. Went and got everything for let's see, where's it at right now? Ooh, man, it's way down here. For $16.22. You can see that right there, $16.22. So let's go through what I got. See, I got some cornbread. 2 pounds of ground chuck, 80% lean. 1 huge ass yellow onion. That was $1.35. Package of some macaroni, 16 ounces, elbow macaroni. That's what we got there. And then what else we got? We got some cans here. We got some canned corn, some diced tomatoes. Another canned corn, not sure if we'll use it, but just in case. We got some tomato sauce. And then I wanted to get jalapeno pinto beans, but so I got 1 can, but that's all they had, and I found regular another pinto beans. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to end up just shoving everything in a big old pot, letting it cook, and be able to feed a whole family for under 20 bucks. It's not too bad. I have some leftovers. I'm planning on doing a 5K over here at in Shiner, Texas this weekend. It's supposed to be really cold, so I want something hearty, something warm. I could just throw in the microwave, heat it up, and have something good. So we'll get back to you guys, and let's get the stuff prepped and ready to go. Alright guys, so what I've done here is I've gone ahead and preheated my oven, put my baking sheet in there, get it preheated. It's a little crooked here. I got it preheated. I went ahead and mixed my cornbread mixed my cornbread mix in this bowl here with some milk and an egg. I believe it's half a cup of milk and 1 egg beaten till it's smooth. So we got that ready to go. Next thing I'm doing, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up this onion and get it prepped. Get my pot out, start grinding my beef, seasoning it, and yeah, as soon as this tray is preheated, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my cornbread in the oven, let that cook while I start preparing all the rest of the stuff, and I should have some good food here after a while. So this recipes, I don't know, it's a mixture of things I learned from my dad, learned on my own. It's goulash is a Hungarian meal. Back from like the 1800s or 1700s. I can't remember how far back it goes, but it's a Hungarian meal people would make, and cowboys picked it up and started making it on the ranch and on the trail rides and stuff like that, just to feed the guys. All you need is a little bit of meat, some beans and some corn, and you can use pasta. I sometimes substitute potatoes. I like to keep them up and put them in there. The problem with tomatoes is, potatoes is that they fall apart. But it still makes a thicker soup. Put it on top of cornbread. It's pretty good. So yeah, it's just something you can make. Like I said, it's really easy. It's warm. It's hot. It's hearty. It's really good. Yeah, so we'll get after it. Like I said, it's a Hungarian meal. I'm not Hungarian, but I'm very hungry. So we'll eat in a minute and see how it goes. All right, everybody. So I'm back. Just dropped my meat. Dropped my meat. Put my 2 pounds of ground beef in this pot. Now, when you're cooking this, they'll say, okay, you need to make you need to have beef stock or chicken stock or something. Well, I always do everything in one pot if I can. I mean, this meat's gonna end up creating some grease and some oil and render that fat down that's in there. So I'll just use that as my beef stock. Add a little bit of water to it, and let's do that. But while we're doing this, I'm gonna cook that with some onions. So I already diced up some onions, and I love my onions, so I'm only gonna put half of this in right now, and then half later, because I want the full flavor get into everything. So we'll put half in now. And then while we're here, we're going to go ahead and start seasoning too. Let me get these onions in here. I'm going to sweat these onions down with the meat. Pretty much all my recipes, my soups, my caldos, anything I'm making with like a stew base or whatever, I usually start this process right here. I'll cook my meat in the pan at the bottom, throw all my onions in there. I cook with ground comino. Cook with garlic powder. I use black pepper, and I use salt. We don't have just a thing of salt in here, so I'll just throw a little bit of salt on grandma's old salt shakers. In fact, I need to fill this one back up again, but I'll use that. I try not to use a whole lot of salt because I don't like to over salt things. If you do over salt something like a stew or something that's got a lot of liquid in it, you throw a potato in there, the potato will suck up all the salt, and you pull the potato out later, or you just leave it in and cook it with it. That's one good thing about potatoes. Pasta do the same thing. Pasta soak up the salt. But I'm going to go ahead and do the salt first. And I really don't measure out. You know, people say, oh, it's a tablespoon, it's a teaspoon, it's a whatever. I mean, it's probably about a tablespoon I just shook in there. Same thing with black pepper. This black pepper is pretty strong, but it's going to cook in there. So I'm going to go ahead and throw, that's probably about a tablespoon and a half. Same thing with garlic powder. You know, I just kind of try to make sure everything's seasoned really well. Make sure everything's got some coverage on it. Even start with a little comino right now. Gives it that Mexican flavor, you know. That's pretty much everything I cook with. Those are the ingredients I use, the spices I use. Unless I'm doing Italian, I'll use some oregano or something like that. Just gonna brown your meat for a while. Make sure it gets all cooked and get that flavor is rendered together. That's already starting to look good. I'll show you what it looks like here. Let me flip this around. Well, I guess it's not letting me flip it around. So we'll just go ahead and do this. We'll just go ahead and peer up in there. And there you go. And that's what it looks like so far. Alright, well it looks like our cornbread is done. I just need to get a little toothpick here. Make sure it's cooked all the way through. It looks golden brown on the outside, so we'll go ahead and check that out. Let's see, I'm going to go ahead. Here's our cornbread. Just like a cake. Looks like it's done. So now we're just waiting on our meat to finish browning. And looks pretty good there. Let's see. Let me get y'all in there. Oh yeah. Like I said, it's making our beef stock also. I'm going to use all that rendered fat and that grease that's left over. You know, it's going to get watered down, mixed in with the tomatoes and tomato sauce and the corn, the beans and everything. So it'll be alright. Not going to be too greasy. A little grease never hurt nobody. Not the healthiest meal, but like I said, it's hearty. You're going to be doing stuff out in the cold. You're going to be working out, You know, something good, keep going. Comfort food. I'm all about making comfort food. That's how I got so fat. Lost a lot of weight recently, but not recently. I mean, over time. But used to be 270 pounds. Now I'm about 205. Just trying to eat healthier-ish. Home cooked meals are always good. But yeah, once we start throwing the stuff in here, we'll start making that video. All right, we're back now. About time to start throwing some stuff in there. So there's the pot. So we're gonna start off with our 2 cans of beans. Throw the beans in there. Get the rest of the stuff out of here. All right, get our beans going. Next, we'll throw in our diced tomatoes, our tomato sauce, go ahead and give that a stir. Get everything in there. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and throw the rest of my onions in there. Like I said, that was one large yellow onion. Pick up some of this stuff I dropped over here. Go ahead and turn that oven off. We don't need that anymore. Go ahead and mix in those onions. Those are gonna give a little more flavor. It's almost like a chili here. Yep, almost like a chili. Now you're gonna need, since you're supposed to make broth, and this is a double thing, we're gonna use 2 cups of water because we're gonna cook our pasta in this also. But before I do that, got my corn. Now I want to know, does everybody open their cans this way with these can openers? Because that's how I've been doing it my entire life. Did you know you can actually open the can, I believe it's this way. You got to put this metal tab, that little tab, goes on the can, on the lid. You go from the side. And then you just go ahead and twist around. I don't know if you ever tried this. That's that. And now, the lid of the can comes off. I didn't go all the way around. I actually didn't cut some of that. But I'm gonna drain this corn. All right, so I drained the corn. But if you look at that, see, so now this edge is not sharp. It's a little sharp, but this edge is super sharp. Usually it's the other way around. I throw a can of corn in there. We'll see if we need that other one. We might need the other one. We'll see how it looks. Yeah, it's just about getting your fillers in there, seeing how it looks. 1 can of corn will probably do it. I think that 1 can's good. Like I said, I'm making this. You can probably feed, you probably feed 6 to 8 people with this amount of food here. So before I add the water, I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like. And there you go. Very festive. Now we're going to add the the water and the pasta. And we're going to go ahead and add the water first. See how much we got in there, because we may not need all the pasta. It was cold water. It's going to lower the temperature a little bit, but it's all right. It's kind of soupy, which is good. Like I said, we're going to use it to bring that pasta in. I got the pasta over here. Working half that bag real quick. See how it looks today. I think the whole bag will do it. It'll be all right. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and put the whole bag in. Whole bag of pasta. Now, all my recipes, like their soup and stuff like that, I mean, you can feed a ton of people with. It's just kind of how I grew up. My grandmother would cook, you know, feeding large family. My wife the same way. Her grandma would cook for everybody. Yeah, I think a little too much pasta. You're gonna have to add some more water in here and let it cook. But it's definitely gonna be delicious. I'll tell you that. Yeah, it's very thick, so we're gonna go ahead and add probably another 2 cups of water. We'll see. You might have to add 3. I'm gonna go ahead and add, there's 2 cups of water. That might be enough. So total 4 cups of water. Now the thing is, the more water you add, the more seasoning you're gonna add. So we'll just go ahead and season the taste after this. Probably add a little more pepper, a little more garlic. We'll see what the salt's like in a little bit. But yeah, pretty much that's it. Once this is all cooked and all the noodles are soft, you're good to go. You can enjoy it. So that's my goulash recipe. So till next time.